say, with somebody joining us from Germany, Marcos. Martin, he's joining us directly here from Catalonia. Hi, Martin. We hear you?
Hello, everybody. I can hear you.
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Hello.
So Marcos, we know each other actually already now, huh? Quite some years. It's the networking connection from Germany, and
more or less 2 years.
More or less 2 years, but that's only theoretically. Practic, I mean, we know each other longer. Yeah, it's also worked in Andalusia in Spain, and maybe if we can go around, Marcos, if you can say 3 sentences also for Martin to understand.
Okay, my name is Marcus. I'm 55 years old, so I have many experience in the hotellerie. In the Europe hotellerie, I worked for an international chain called Mövenpick, and also I worked for a German company with a lot of resorts in the Mediterranean. It's called Aliana Hotels and Resorts. I don't know if you know that. There are more or less like resorts, but only for German guests. And I was with the company in Turkey 2 years. I was also 2 years in Fuerteventura. And this is my Alcatraz experience, by the way. And also I was in Andalusian, near of Gibraltar, near of Sotogrande. And I worked there as a resort manager, and since more or less 8 years, I'm here in the heart of Germany, in Kassel, in the near of Kassel, and I'm here for a 3-star business corporate meeting hotel with 153 hotel rooms and 24 rooms for meetings. So we are in the middle of nowhere, but we are a big hotel, a big resort. I can show you a little bit this. The sun is shining, but this is our heart of the hotel. We have a lot of greens. We have a lot of art in the hotel, and it's a nice hotel. But in the moment, we stopped. But I have a positive message for you all, and we start for 2 weeks or 10 days ago, also with meetings, and yes, we have around the week, more or less, 30 people for meetings here, and also occupation of 30% of the rooms. It's not too bad.
Thank you, Marcus. We will get later on a little bit more deeper into the numbers. Cesco, would you?
Yes. So, well, thank you for inviting me, Peggy, first of all. We have also Claudia coming. Hello, everyone. My name is Cesco Righetti, and I'm the CFO of Lanserhof in London and the Arts Club in Mayfair. So it's a great opportunity for me because I'm coming from hospitality. I've been working in hotels since I was a kid. My father used to be a general manager of hotels, so now hospitality is in my veins. And but this is a different experience, a different side of hospitality, where we are focused on the beauty and the health of our customers, our members actually. So it's a members club with a clinic on the side. It's a very innovative concept, at least for UK, which we partner with some expert in Austria, in Lanz specifically. And the brand is growing substantially. There are 4 resorts between Germany and Austria, but with a pipeline in New York, in the States, and in other places in UK. So it's a brand that will go from your appearance to your body. It's a journey that our expert will bring you from A to Z, and it's a new concept for London for sure.
Thank you very much, Cesco. We are keen to hear more. Mario, you wanna? I know that Martin has to leave earlier the call.
Okay.
Martin, you know, Martin, prepare already your questions before you leave. We have to leave. Mario.
Okay, I'm Mario Laurenzana. I'm asset manager for a portfolio of hotels, real estate investment company Italian. We invest in deluxe hotels. And I overlook a Four Seasons, a Mandarin, the Danil in Venice, so several assets in the deluxe segment. And I'm as well managing director for Five Guys Italy, for who knows Five Guys, you know, the burger and fries. And I have an hotel background. I come from finance, like Cesco, and then I moved on since many years now. That's me.
Thank you, Mario. And yes. So then we have.
Hi there. Thanks for inviting again, Peggy. My name is Matthias. I'm from Austria. I'm from a small town in the heart of the Alps. I'm running our 4-star family business hotel. So it's a pretty new design hotel with about 130 beds in the Austrian Alps. So quite connected to nature and ski resorts. And yeah, I'm happy to be here again. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we, myself, we know each other in a way all together. And Martin, you can also say you started your new adventure this year. I know about him, and this is really Martin is from Denmark. So we are really a European crowd here, but he's actually reaching us out from Catalonia. So if you have some questions before you have to go regarding whatever worries you, please feel free. Otherwise,
no, thank you. But I'll just say hello to the group right now. And also, as I mentioned to Peggy, it will be a short one for me in the beginning for this meeting. But next time, I'll, of course, be there for a longer time. But for the time, I don't have any questions. Just to mention that I am now sitting here in the countryside, 1 hour away from Barcelona. Still under lockdown, trying to follow what is going on. So no guests coming from Nordic countries, nor Germany or anything coming down right now. But we have this place which has just been refurbished. Started in February. Couldn't be worse timing, but interesting start. But we have 28 beds waiting for the guests to come as soon as things get more or less normalized.
At the end, I guess, thank you, Martin. We would all have so many questions, and what unifies all these questions is that we have to some clear answers, and to some really we are still moving in the wake. And to start, let's say the last session was more under the motto staycation, how it Max was calling it. I think luckily we are moving out of this stage somehow. Now, Marcus, in Germany, we are moving on with some regulations that are a little bit loosening up. Here in Spain, we are still pretty much under the strict limitations. We are still in phase 1, hanging in there, waiting for phase 2 to come. That means really serious restrictions. But what is your current situation right now? How much or how far have you implemented concepts that were requested by governments, and how is business responding to it? Maybe these 3 questions we can maybe Mario, Italy, how is it going? in Italy?
Well, Italy, like I said before, got a big acceleration in the last week, but still there is a lot of customers are afraid. We open up the restaurant, hotel, we still keep closed. We're going to open up the restaurant in one of the hotel in Milan, the Mandarin. It's a Michelin star restaurant, so we will see how it's going to work. We have many demand about that, so we think it might be good. With the Five Guys, and I think this is very interesting because, of course, a part of the numbers of Italy, we can see also what happened in the rest of the country and US, most important. In US, if you think all the Five Guys operation, it's actually maybe 4 or 5% below same time last year. So this means that despite the tremendous situations, Americans react to that in a way they protect themselves, they go to the restaurant, they leave. Italy, we open up the restaurant since 2 weeks now to the public with all the rules from the government, measure temperature when you come in, 2-meter distance, wash the hands, all this, la la la. And we are not even at 25% of the revenue same time last year. Because people, in a way, are afraid. This is what's going on in Europe, and this is what concerns me a little bit the most for the future. For in order to get a fast pace in the recovery. You still walk around, and the same is here in Spain. If somebody is too close, people stand back, 1 or 2 meters, and this is what is going to be the biggest limitation in the speed of the recovery. And this is for sure the situation of Italy right now. From the 3rd of June. Border will reopen, and it's going to be allowed circulation between regions. So I think that this is going to be the real test for Italy to see how the mass will react to this post-COVID. It is going to be the same. I think we're not going to see anything new until September. If from the 3, when foreigners start coming and people start moving across region and see confidence in the people, then we're going to have a faster recovery.
But stores are already open also, stores and...
Yeah, stores are already open. A lot of people is still in this home working. That in a way, you can record already a little bit of sickness of this. In a way it's good. In another way, all this Zoom and this conference call and these kind of things, it's fine because you save time and you can use your time much better. But still, it's a lot of information, and many times, the message that you have is not synchronous. So when you're doing something like this, that's fine, because at the end, you don't need to be 100% focused. You're not negotiating a contract or taking a business decision. But if you're negotiating a contract, taking a business decision, even this millisecond delay that is always there is going to create a little bit of trouble. So I don't think...
So that means you give hope, let's say, that also still we have to find a balance in all this. Let's say that recovers business from Marcus Hotel, or also from hotels like yours that say...
I give a hope because, we work in the hospitality industry, and the hope is this electronic is going to be present and is good in many cases, but it's not going to replace the normal meeting activity like before. So this is the hope. The good message is a message of positivity because, okay, many things you can do. This kind of panel is perfect to use this technology, but when you want to negotiate something serious that you need to be focused 100%, you need to be face-to-face, and this will not disappear. Despite some people say, yeah, the new normality, my way of thinking, I don't accept that the new normality is going to be that one. Everybody's going to be working on Zoom, smart working, 100%. It's not going to be like that. So, we will still... have customer in our hotels.
And how's the situation in London, Cesco?
Well, I was trying to give some more comments on that. I agree and I disagree with you, Mario, on one side. Like Einstein used to say, insanity, the definition of insanity is to do the same things and expecting the same outcome. So it's a different outcome, pardon me. So if we don't do things differently, we will not probably get to where we were before. And I think that this COVID is a lesson for all of us to think out of the box and to find a new way of doing things, to continue to provide service to the guests, to continue to provide memorable experiences and quality, but probably not in the same way we used to do. For the first time since 163 years in the Arts Club, we started the takeaway and the delivery from our restaurants. We have 4 restaurants and 1 nightclub. So we start to place orders, to accept orders online, which has never happened before. Does it solve the situation? No, but it helps the cash flow for sure. Lanserhof is providing tests through webinar. So we send you the kit, you self-test yourself, and we have a consultant on the webinar on a video call, which can guide you to do things that you cannot do because we were in lockdown until yesterday. So I could continue more and more. There are restaurants in London who are so keen to maintain the engagement with their customer, who are sending, for example, the dough, the kit to do the pizza, and all the instructions in the video. So you just need to put them together and put in the oven and have the same pizza that you would have gotten if you were in the restaurant. What is missing in all this is all fantastic. I think it's a different way to do things. But what is missing is the human factor, which is not something.
It's not there.
Really, something that you cannot renounce. But since the human being is a risk at the moment to you and your dears, I think it's the best way to get through this year, and then starting probably next year with a different mind.
Matthias, you had a comment to what Cesco said, please.
Yes, I think for all of that, what we talked last time as well, I put my hand down.
Yeah.
Today I've got something positive for all of you guys. You know that we in Austria, we are reopening all of the hotels by today. We actually opened all of the restaurants already 2 weeks ago. Also from 15th of June on, our nightclubs are allowed to open until 1 o'clock again. Sure, they need to have like distances, but we will get away the mask thing and everything. Also, we saw like how it evolved in the past months already with restaurants and shops. So here in Austria, they are all just wearing shields now. And you can see that also the feeling between the customer and the employees is getting way better with shields. You know, the employees get used to them really, really fast. So forget the mask, get shields for them. We already, because it got really close to the reopening in the past weeks, we now see a change of how customers react. Sure, there's customers who are still afraid and who have tons of questions, but there's also customers who are like, yeah, okay, I get the regulations, but who seem quite calm.
This would be also a question from my side, a little bit more ahead, is what are the concerns of the customers? How we absorb those concerns, let's say, what you just said.
So what we see is do more than you need. Show the customer as much as you can. So do some special things which makes the customer feel safe. We prepared sheets for customers as well as our employees. So the guests also get like some explanations how things in the hotel work. Or especially we are allowed to open the spas here in Austria, but just with certain regulations. So spa is kind of a difficult thing. But still, you know, sure, the capacity is not as usual, but you can see that people are still interested. They are still interested. They want to go to the sauna. They want to do certain things. So I was actually surprised.
Saunas are also open. Saunas are also...
Yes. But you just like, you have those regulations, distance and one family in one sauna, blah, blah. But really, so I thought it's going to be way more difficult with customers than it is right now. So okay. I know you guys are still like a few weeks back in that situation, but I saw that the situation changed a lot in the past 2 weeks when the opening got closer. Also, what we are experiencing right now, and what is really positive for you, Mario, we actually get amazing company bookings for autumn. And I was mega surprised because last time when we talked about this situation, especially for businesses, our main customers in autumn is also businesses. And it's actually getting back to normal, even better actually right now than normally at start of summer. So it's just something positive right now, but I see it's changing definitely, and we'll need to handle things differently. But I'm positive that things get back to normal with a twitch. Yeah.
But this is exactly what I wanted to say, you know, and I'm so happy to listen the confirmation that in a country like ours it is already happening, that people will still need to meet and they need to meet and they want that. And as soon, you know, this terror that you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, is gonna finish, people will go back to normality. You know, this morning I went out with the bicycle. Here in Spain, you can go on the bicycle, I don't wanna get into detail, up to 10 in the morning. At 10, and at 10 there was the police everywhere, and they stopped me, say you have to go back. I said, you know, but it's way too much. At the end there was nobody, you know, I was on a bicycle on a beach and nobody. So I think as soon things will get relaxed, people will, and we need to be good, you know, in order to keep these measures, like you said. And it's great, you know, I thought about the same things using the shield in Italy in the restaurants, but unfortunately for the Italian law this was not allowed. Because I think what you did, it's great, because take out this barrier between the operator and the customer. You know, to talk with a mask is terrible, and a shield in a way protect, but you can still see a smile. You know, through a mask you don't see a smile. And I've seen some funny things. You know, in some place people they draw a smile. They say, you know, I want to show that I usually smile always, and with these things people don't see. And I think this is great. So I am positive, and this is great to listen Austria. And let's hope that here happen the same. Cesco, I'm sorry, I don't want to do in my house and make the great pizza. I want to go in the pizzeria, be with my friend, drink a beer, and you know, and if I have to do the pizza in my house, I do myself. It's you know, social for me, it's important. I said the last time we have to do in the house.
You're coming from Naples, so I understand your frustration. But here, I'll tell you,
you know, I need the social moment, you know, and if I have to die with the COVID, I can die, you know. It's okay. But not alone in a house.
I have a question regarding a little bit of a technical point. Do we have, let's say, hygiene certificates in Austria, in Germany, London? What is the situation? Like a certificate for the client, let's say, we are certified that we all do the hygienical procedures right, that when I book, I have kind of a certainty that somebody has thoroughly thought about it. And second question, could that be a marketing tool in these days?
I mean, I'm not an expert, but as far as I understood, the certificate, even though there are companies that offer such services, last for the time that they've been provided to you. So they do the audit, they come, they inspect, they check, they sign a document, you pay for it, and life is bliss. The next day, things can change dramatically, because that screen that was there has been broken, you put it away. The person who was supposed to be doing the checking the temperature doesn't wear the mask because she forgot or he forgot. So it's a good marketing tool, but I don't think that it takes away from the risk of contamination. No, in England here, the businesses are required to provide a safe and welcome environment for both guests and members and clientele. Now, I think it's an exercise that every day has to be monitored and inspected.
You auto-certify that? You have to auto-certify that?
Well, it is you can't prove that you're not providing a safe environment until someone demonstrated the contrary. So as long as you have a plan, you do your risk assessment, You have active tools to sanitize the place, and you have procedures in place and awareness. More than that, you cannot do much about.
The question would be also, after Marcus, I want to ask you how the situation is in Germany. But the question for me, especially, would be Cesco. What I like, for example, and on Lanserhof very much, that was the direct communication when you go on the website. You immediately, there is a kind of a connection telling you what is going on, in which stage you are, opening from what date today, and there you feel welcomed in a way with an open communication. And I see that too little in other hotels still. There is kind of a mute communication throughout homepages, social media, and all the rest. The question would be also if customers or guests would appreciate that, let's say, that it is a priority. Because of course in Germany, for example, everything is very, let's say, standardized, and it is always there, but is it a priority also? This is what can be the question.
Yeah, which, you have to be credible on the market. You need to prove that and you need to show that you are taking care and taking the COVID matter very seriously, and especially in an environment where you are considered as a clinic, where you have a referral for MRI, for spine lab, for infusions, all these things that require high standard of hygienic levels, and especially in these days, you need to be extra super careful. So even the path, if you look, if you enter into the clinic now, even the path that you are supposed to be following are different from the one that we had 2 months ago, because we need to create a safe journey of the guest for the guest to get to where he wants to get. So, and procedures are in place, and what we experience is that once there's a little bit of hesitation before the guest comes in, but once he is entered, he's actually feeling very comfortable. So that's what matters to us.
Thank you. Marcus, how's this in Germany?
What I can say, okay, first of all, in Germany, these are the Germans. Everybody wants to know, everybody wants to see your concept of safety and hygienic. The corporate clients, the companies, big companies, small companies, ask before they book a room or a meeting room, all details of the hygienic and safety concepts. So it's really difficult because in the last 2-3 weeks.
So how they ask this? Do you have to send it to them, or really? So you have to send the concepts to, okay.
You have to send the concept by PDF or like this, and in detail. And also we have to sign everything here in the hotel. We have to sign everything. We have to sign, this way is right, this way is left, and this way is going up, and this way is going down, and everything has to be prepared. Everything is has to be clean, exactly. And certainly the officials are coming to control it also in detail. You can say of 50 hotels, 45 are controlled already, and they are coming again and again, and they are also control the list of the client, because we have to note in Germany, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a coffee bar or something like this, you have to give your address, you have to give you all your personal dates, and you have to sign it that you are there from 3 to 4 o'clock. So it's Datenschutz. It's not important now. Absolutely not more important.
Like yeah, the law of los datos.
Yeah.
No, non existe.
No.
No.
And also we have, but it's okay if you give the client all this, the clients are coming, and we have a lot of bookings. Really, we have a lot of requests. We have a lot of for autumn and winter time. We seem a good occupation, but we expect more or less 50% of our revenue of the last year, but it is more as we expected 4 weeks before. So I don't know exactly. This will be the standards for the next weeks. We are waiting for the next 4 weeks that we get more lowered restrictions, but we don't know exactly. And this is a little bit difficult also, because if the clients are asked for everything in detail and the government change the details every week, so you are writing and writing.
Basically, you are busy with adjusting, let's say, all the regulations. But in Italy, it's the same, Mario, that you have to have, let's say, a written documentation ready for the guest to send in order to.
They were trying to do an app that actually makes the same things. This is something that I think has been done successfully in Korea, and is these things that you record all the people that were there, because if one of those get infected, you know who are the potential one that were in contact, and they can isolate right away. I don't know in Germany how they think they can manage that with paper, signed by people.
No, they are also developing an app parallel also.
They wanted to do an app, but right now it's not working. It's not there, so there is nothing.
And in Austria, here's clients, they ask for it, for this concept.
But no, they don't. Yeah, they ask what, for example, what they need to do in wellness. Is the wellness area open? Do we have buffets? How does all these things work? Like I said before, some customers ask very detailed, some not. Some are quite chilled. You can definitely see there's a big difference between customer groups right now. You also need to react on that. What I'm pretty sure is you need to show the customer that you do your best and you can. You do all the regulations and a little bit more. But what I think is really important, the customer is not here to hear COVID or Corona every minute. Get them back to normal. I don't think it should be the goal to just achieve that the customer feels safe. He should feel welcome. He should be happy to be here. So I'm definitely more positive on this side as well. We need to get our customers and the guests away from all of those COVID things. We need to show them we have those regulations, we do them, and we care about their safety, but get them as normal as possible. Yeah,
I agree.
So this is really the difference between our clients here, because our clients are 90% corporate clients, and you have a lot of leisure clients. And the leisure people in Germany also are more free and feel more free and want to have the normality, but the corporates not, unfortunately not.
I understand what you mean, that you need to show them as detailed what you do, but if you like, how you say it, if you peak it in the minds of the customers for such a long time, they will always just think about it. So sure, I understand that companies ask for that, but if the customer is here, you cannot just be on that all the time. I don't think it's the freedom gets away, and that's has nothing to do with holidays or
My question here is do you have a lot of local clients, Austrians are coming right now? What is the situation?
Definitely, we've got more. We've got more than normal. So especially we see guests coming who normally just come in winter. They also come in summer right now. We see that people, because our infection numbers here in Austria are really low now. So in our part of the country, there's 10 on 2,000, 50,000 people. So it's nothing. So they feel really safe. That's definitely a big plus right now for Austrian tourism. Still, you know, Austria has just 4 million people, and we've got like, I don't know how many beds, so it's not enough. We definitely need customers across borders, but the borders are opening now to Austria as well. And then that's also the part where it will get really interesting, because right now all the regulations work perfectly, sure, because the infection number is down. We'll see how the regulations work when a lot of customers from other countries come in again. So right now it's just a proof of concept in the country, but in a few weeks we'll have the proof of concept together with crossing borders as well.
When border will open?
The German border will open on the 15th of June. Same as the Czech border, Slovakian border. Switzerland will actually even allow customers to travel from next week on. And Slovenia is opening on 15th of June as well. Yes.
So I heard of Italian hoteliers who are more closer to the border, that especially France, who is not really willing to open the borders soon. As we get into the season, it turns out that opening for a month or two is not worth it, especially without foreign customers. So we have experience of hoteliers who will be opening directly next season in 2021.
Okay.
Which is terrible.
Martin, how is the booking situation in your place?
Well, we have to cancel everything. Even people coming who have arranged weddings for June and July and August. Also, domestic guests have also canceled. Obviously, everything from abroad has been canceled. But now, in connection with people starting to plan for vacation, the fact that we are small and that we are away from the city and that we have everything here, I think can be an advantage to us, so that the group can get it all for themselves, kind of get exclusivity. They don't have to share the restaurants with other people and so forth. They can have it all for themselves. So we are seeing, especially this week, some kind of interest where people are now starting to open up their mind. But it will be people coming from Barcelona, even from Madrid. They are not too keen on going here. I think most likely it will be.
Yes,
and so
we had
will,
this in the last call also. You know, it's keep. Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, we had people from Madrid who had shown interest. They had booked, but then they said, "We're not sure about mobility in the country."
Yeah, that's an issue.
So it's still. And I was driving yesterday in the motorway from Barcelona to here, and there was a tremendous check with police force and everything. So, I mean, it's not. You really need a good reason for getting around. Yeah, and that scares people. It scares people, so they say, we don't want to risk that. So people will probably, for us, we expect only people to come from Barcelona area this summer.
The good news is that I got this number just from tourism, Central Tourism Administration in Germany, is like that 80% of the population travels within a continent. So that can create some positive motivation for Europe, at least. Of course, the international travel clientele will be missing, I think, for this year. We have Claudio here also in the line. That maybe Claudio, for all the members, maybe you can briefly say what you do, because Matthias, they don't know you. So.
Okay, yeah, in this case, I'm a provider, a simple provider, so I don't know all these rules, all these things. For me, I'm living this experience like a customer, not like you. And okay, I'm a music provider, so in this period for me it's the same. All the hotels are closed. I'm not working. I'm
Yeah,
stuck.
music provider for hotels here,
Yeah.
just to make you, they are designing music concepts. No, because I'm telling you, Claudio, because he is creating also festivals, and he is actually a DJ in his second life.
Oh, okay.
And doing big festivals on Lago di Tel am See, and so music connection. And they create music for hotel and customer spaces, stores, hotels, and so on.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we work for everywhere in the world, and I have an idea in what's happening in Asia, because most of my customers are there. And what can I say is that okay, China is one of the first country, affected by COVID, and now I can see that something is moving, but they are 3 months later us, I think. So the occupancy is around 20%, so it's very, very low. But two months ago, the hotels were opened, and it was 10%. So I think we need time. Only this, we need time. People
Is the Asian population more conscious of it, more, let's say, different in behavior of Europeans?
Sorry?
I wonder if the Asian mentality is more, let's say, careful also in re-socialization, and they are very much with the safety measurements already way before COVID, and so now are we here in Europe maybe a little bit faster in adapting?
No, I think it's the same. Maybe in China maybe is a bit different, because they used to have this kind of a pandemic. Maybe just China, but the rest of the Asia is similar to us. So now I've seen that tomorrow, for example, the hotels are opening in Indonesia too, and yeah.
But they have also the same problem that airlines are still flying.
I can go. No, I can go. My problem now is this: I have to open one in Japan at the end of the month, and in China too, and Nanjing, and I can go. At the moment, I can go. Then we see. But what I'm doing is an installation by remote, and then I will go after this to do a fine tuning. So for now, I have to stay home.
To give you
as customers too, because
Claudio,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but to give you some perspective from the big cities, here they are talking about revenge spending. So all of those customers who could not spend because the restaurants were closed or the hotels were closed, they're now waiting for the lockdown to be lifted in order to spend what they could not spend in the past few months, which is something that probably has an element of truth, not probably applicable everywhere. But I can tell you, in places like Hong Kong, there are some connections with business. The restaurants are packed, and even though there is a reduction of capacity because of the distance, social distancing, restaurants and hotels are really seeing a new season, which was unexpected. The only thing is that there is a vulnerability element. So if a new positive case is found out, or a little spread is detected, they lock down immediately. So for 7 days, you can't go in that area anymore. This is something that creates a lot of uncertainty to the operators, where they see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then all of a sudden it gets shut.
Yeah, this is the risk. Because a restaurant you can open and close quite fast. An hotel is not the same. You have to shut down an hotel, that's a drama after you open back.
Yeah.
Because of course this refers also to completely new staffing structures. Cesco, Mario.
Yes, it's a machine that once it's started has to go for a certain time. To shut immediately in the middle of nowhere, you will have casualties and you will suffer a lot of pain.
Yeah, this is the element, you know, what Cesco was saying before, why many hoteliers have taken the decision to open the next season for the seasonal one. It's just in order not to get in this risk. Because imagine you hire all your staff and then for any reason, you know, there is another lockdown, it's a disaster because in a way you have a lot of expenses. That's why many people, especially, you know, the one who should do only the summer season, they decide to open right away, and in other cases they decide to open in September, October. You know, the biggest is the team and complex is the activity. The more it's maybe some people make a calculation and decide not to open at all.
Regarding prices, where are we right now? We have 15 minutes left in the call. I want to really keep it bold and compact. So prices is really a hot topic because of course, we were saying in the beginning or in the middle of the crisis, saying we should not lower the prices. And now I see that really the price fight has already started. I'm asking, what is your experience in the last, also in regards to, let's say, prices and also length of stay? Are we still looking at short-term weekenders, or let's say for reservations for fall, or people want to stay longer? Can we hold on prices?
This is the typical panic situation. You know, it's and especially not structured organizations, because in a way you get the panic. I don't have the business. Let's lower the price so I can get everything in. I think there is no need to lower the prices, you know, especially if you have a good product and you know what you are selling, people will come to you. It's just a matter takes time, you know. Of course, people get a little bit of panic. They want to secure some bookings, and then you need to do that. I think the smart way is to keep your price, your positioning, not increasing prices. And I think, and you know, this is something that I realized in our restaurant. In a way, with all the measures post-COVID, our cost is not increased dramatically, because we already used to sanitize and clean our restaurants. So in a way, maybe there is an impact. The small restaurant was not doing all of these things, but being in our case, we're very monitored. We were already doing a lot of things. So now the extra cost is a little bit the little mask, the mascherina and all this. But all these things went now in a reasonable price. It's not anymore like when it was so. So I think not increase the price, hold your price. And I think one of the very important successful measure that we have to do is be very flexible on cancellations. So let's say, you know, you can reserve, but you can cancel, and we have to assume this risk. We have to forget about these not refundable and all these kind of rates, because in the future this is not going to work. You know, people will not do it until it's not sure that you can go there and you book and not refundable. This has to disappear. Who does this as a mistake? But my advice is hold on your price, you know, and don't discount, because at the end you're just leaving money on the table.
Cesco, are you able
to have a good product, of course. You know, if you don't have a good product.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah, just briefly. Being a clinic, of course, we have some pricing strategy, but I think we need to follow and continue our ethical approach to pricing. So, of course, everyone works for margin. I think the best thing that we can do is not to take advantage of this situation where clinics and doctors and paramedics and nurses are required more than ever. So if we sell a COVID test, it has to be at a reasonable price. We know the costing price. We put our normal margin without any inflation, and we go with that. That's the best transparent way to maintain loyalty and engagement.
You sell COVID tests in the UK. You can do.
You can do.
Because in Italy, no.
But being a clinic, we can.
No, but private clinic in Italy cannot. It's all has to be managed. How much you say like a COVID test? Just
it's with the consultation is 190 pounds.
okay.
Probably just short, just that you know, here in Austria, the government will pay to get all of the employees in hotelery tested weekly. That's also something to give guests safety when they come to Austria. But I wanted to actually say something else and ask the others how it is. Normally at this time of the year for summer, there's like tons of cheap deals around now to sell all of the summer holidays. This year, it's not. So about pricing strategy, sure, there is some, like Mario said, who just like don't think or like panic reaction and put down their prices. But at least we don't see it. And like what I experience and see is there's pretty much no special deals around right now, which I didn't expect. I thought as well some are like going for amazing deals right now and lowering their prices. But right now it's exactly the difference. They are all keeping their prices. So I don't know, and it's the right thing to do, definitely. I think you don't give a customer a good feeling when you now in this time lower your prices and try to get too many customers in for low prices. So yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the question was also regarding length of stay. Have you noticed longer?
Yeah.
Okay, longer. That I wanted to point out because I had this feeling that.
Just want to give some information from Germany also. We have now holidays this weekend and Monday also. And since 18th of May, the hotels are open also for leisure trips. And I read today in the newspapers that the German coast in North and East Sea are the hotels are already fully booked all the week. This is a sign. This is an absolutely positive sign for us because the Germans want to go out. They want to go out from his house. They want to go out in the society, and certainly the coasts in Germany, the water is cold, 12 degrees, but the beaches are beautiful also, like in Denmark.
Yeah. No, certainly this tendency of local markets right now, that statistics have shown that people are traveling right now or would be willing, let's say, no more than 100 kilometers, as long as you also cannot fly. Let's say you cannot right now, everything is still closed and we are waiting for getting released also in terms of planning, let's say a little bit more different to go to Mallorca and or traveling around also to Italy, to Austria and all these places.
You cannot come to Italy.
Huh?
You cannot come to Italy.
Who?
No, everybody actually can come. It's Italian cannot go, but everybody can come in. The first one who is going to open, but you know, I don't know who is going to come. This is also fantastic.
So now, for example, I have 7 minutes left. One question I really would like to ask you in terms of your team and your spirit and your motivation, how you manage that. Are there special, let's say, guidance? Are you doing sessions with them? How is the exchange? In order also to keep up the motivation, because I imagine that also the staff is worried in the same way, and we all need them nice and charged and positive. How you manage this?
Robots.
Mario, be nice.
No, actually, I say, you know, the team is very motivated, I have to say. You know, the once we open back things, the one who are working are very happy, very motivated, very energetic. Okay, it's also sad to say we have to, you know, we have this all these helps from the government. So out of let's say in a restaurant 60 people, we need 15, 20 right now. So in a way we could choose also, you know, the best one. But everybody's there and it's positive, is motivated, it's happy to go back to work. So I think this is gonna be good. Okay, somebody you make a little bit of effort, say put the mask, people have the tendency to remove. But you know, you just have the manager, you repeat, we give them the things, they have to sign off, because in Italy there is also a big responsibility if they don't put the mask. But once you give them the thing, you have them signing, that's fine. But I have to say people react well.
Cesco, how is that organized?
Well,
You have also the experience, let's say your company is stretched out through 3 countries, so Europe.
Yeah. So motivation is coming, I think, from the fact that they work for a great brand that is supporting them throughout this closing time.
Assuming leadership, let's say.
Yes, of course we receive a contribution from the government, which is a great help. But we constantly engage with them, and we try to support them throughout. Luckily, we will go in phase 3 in July, so it's a good, really 4 weeks of lockdown still. But we've been blessed by the sun, so people is enjoying the summer as never happened before in the past 10 years, at least since I'm here.
When is the border going to open in UK?
They're talking about as the 3rd week of June. On the 15, shops will be opening, and next week school will be opening. So there is a phase of uplifting of the lockdown, gradual phase.
So you're going to have 3 phases there?
Yeah, 3 phases. And the 3rd phase will be starting on maybe July 4th, when the restaurant will be able to reopen.
Thank you. Marcos, you wanted to say something?
No.
Regarding motivation stuff, or no?
Yeah, I think my opinion is also the motivation is not a question. Especially in my team, this is not a question. I think the staff also asking and looking for safety, looking for healthy, looking for everything, and we start really slow, and we start with a higher budget in cost, but so we had a lot of time, or enough time, to train all of them, and now we change more or less every week the stuff again and again and again, so we can have they have the motivation to be here, and they have the motivation to have passion, and I think it will be. It's like almost it's normal, but it's more or less, absolutely more or less, but it's okay. For the last 2 weeks, I can say it's okay.
Maybe line staff also, they are not so much involved what it really means, let's say, future forecasts, and let's say the yearly planification. Let's say they are more focused, let's say, on month by month, but yeah, we have still some tough months ahead of us, I think, because COVID, just because we are opening the border in approximately 4 weeks, it doesn't mean it's over. I think also what we are phase 2 is reviewing really concepts, visions, and DNA of companies in terms of, like Cesco said, and I really liked that, thinking about what innovative concepts we really can bring up to the market, and where we have to adjust. Also our marketing strategy, which one is it? What is now, Germany, okay, we are always controlled, organized, safe, and on time, and yeah, but that would be not enough. And for the Mediterranean region, this sunny, we have sun and we are relaxing, and you can come for vacation, will be not enough neither. It's like we have to combine, I think, also in terms of marketing messages, many things to remain attractive for the customers, because their needs are very complex right now. It's not only having the vacation and the sea, and for Cesco, maybe going to London for, let's say, art, pleasure, fine dining, and luxury shopping in sense of, and also combined with digitalization. This is the role, and we cannot, let's say, close the eyes. Also, if we like the human touch, but here's hotels, they have made their experience with, let's say, menus with barcodes, and like Cesco said, you have adapted to yourself, and you have provided an online service, which maybe before it would have been so absurd to say, my high clientele can order via website, before you, and in which way we can also grow and develop our sector, the hospitality sector.
We are thinking to go cashless without any cash, which is a revolution if you think, because cash and banknotes are a conveyor of germs and bacteria. So going cashless would be also there's a cost, but it's a great benefit because it increases your safety and confidence for the guest.
You're gonna lose the Swiss customer.
Probably.
Yeah.
And the Austrian.
And
the Italian as well. We put in the restaurant, use contactless. Everything is more safe. It's the only thing that people is not afraid in Italy. They're afraid of everything, You talk with the people, they stay 3 meters, they don't use cash, all with the cash, nothing changed, They keep in the mattress. They take it out. It's unbelievable. Wow, highest credit cash volume, anyway, but it's good.
So our hour is up, and thank you very much. I am really happy and pleased that you all joined me and shared also